my
so
wife.
easily accessible.
So she
You
can make
get
it
her location. She don't need your shit. She don't need your shit. She don't need your location. If you can't tell your chick, you know what, this is how we moving, and you just gonna have to trust me. I'm not really interested in answering no questions. I'll reveal it to you as we go. If she don't trust you, then that's not the one that you're supposed to be with.
Are
If
you
she
talking about
don't, if she don't
why?
follow your leadership and your judgment and is 100% on board, then y'all need to just walk away. Stop and stop thinking that you're not gonna get another one. It's always upgrades. Have y'all ever played GTA 5? Have y'all ever seen?
Oh yeah, GTA.
There's always new upgrades. I promise you. I promise you.
Anton is
I agree with that though.
the
Upgrades
answer for all the
with good
men
men
who
that
want
look
to view
good.
it like
These
good
men are not
women.
good looking enough to have all these options. So they know they don't have options. That's why they stay where they are, and they should
They
stay
do
there.
have options. They just don't realize
No, they
how great
don't.
they are because
They do not have options.
they have a lot of options. They keep listening to women like you tell them they ain't got no options.
They don't have
They
no
got a lot of-
options.
they do. They do.
Listen, there's a
Anton,
thousand.
you're gonna keep me single.
One of you.
You're gonna
Like,
keep me
I didn't got more people married than you will ever believe in your life.
So
okay, but
I tell
the advice
men,
is so
That's a whole
toxic.
fact.
It's
I
it's
tell
not.
men
Mario,
and
you
women.
said it's 1,000 of us. 1,000 of what?
I said,
What do you mean by
It's like there is for every 100 attractive women, there's only
She
like
over there
two
saying
and a
like
half
you're not
attractive
supposed to
men.
give a F about
So
her
they
and
don't
all
have
this.
any
Oh,
options.
wait a minute, y'all. I can't hear shit. Wait a minute, Bishop, say it again. I couldn't hear
I
you.
said, there's 1,000 of y'all. There's only one of me.
Talk
So
about
1,000 women or 1,000 whores?
There's 1,000 of you. Take it how you want. There's 1,000 of y'all.
I'm asking, like, do you mean, like, seriously? I mean it, dude. Because Anton said there are women that are not meant to be wild. So, do you think when you say there are more options to pull from sluts, or more options to pull from good quality women? When you say, if I don't have one,
Even sluts have standards too. So
wait a minute, Izzy, let them answer.
Listen, there's 1,000 of y'all. There's only one of me. I am invaluable.
fuck that shit. You figure
Invaluable.
But that's true. I mean, any man who has his shit together, good money, looking good, you're in the top 10% easily, easily. And all you have to do is to make sure you choose you choose the best woman out there. That's only going to be the toughest thing. Is going to be the hardest thing is going to be for you to actually choose a good woman, because you're going to have plenty of them wanting you, because yeah, you got your shit together. You know, obviously they're going to expect you to spend some money on them, but the main thing now for you is to make sure you choose the best woman.
Yep. And look,
then
restrictive
why are there so
criteria
many sexually undisciplined men today? If there's only one of you, why are you
because
guys
they
getting
keep getting
happy?
raised by women.
So then there is no 1,000. There is no 1,000 then.
You're furthering my point.
There is nothing
You're right,
like that.
you're right.
You guys
But
have
you're
no
furthering my
options.
point,
You have
though.
no options. That's why you stay in a miserable marriage. You have no option. That's why you say happy wife, happy life. You have no option. That's why you're like,
No,
let
happy-
her do whatever
well,
it is she wants to do
well,
because I
happy-
don't want to stress
I don't know
out.
about
You
happy
have
wife,
no
happy life.
options. So
Happy
you
man
stay
is
where
not-
you are because that's the only option that you have.
I mean, she's kind of right. Most guys stay in the happy wife, happy life, in sexless marriages, in toxic relationships and stuff like that. They do because they can't do any better. But also one of the reasons he said, because single moms raise them to be exactly that, to do exactly what a woman wants. So they're forced to stay in those relationships because from when they were kids, the single mom told them, you have to do what I want you to do, what a woman says goes. So they find themselves staying in such relationships.
Have.
But
They have no options. You're
see,
gaslighting
there's an
yourself.
aspect. There's an
You
aspect to
don't have
men.
any options, and that's
But
why you
it-
remain where you are.
But Izzy, there's an aspect to men that are accountable. They're accountable and they work out problems.
Sexually
They know that they have to lead.
There's
Like, I'm not about to just jump out of something. I'm gonna lead. What's going on here? I'm gonna lead this situation. I'm gonna make sure I'm putting things together in a way it needs to be for my family. I know my family needs to learn. We need to go through certain challenges. So most men are not just gonna quit a situation just because something isn't going.
Bro,
easy.
do you know that I will?
And that's why they have high blood pressure.
Hey, let me jump right there with the option part that Bishop talked about. The other thing that's coming into play is this: black women don't have the same options for marriage that black men have, because other
That's true.
races of women will marry black men.
I will
That's
agree
true.
with that.
So
Y'all,
like
y'all
ain't
overthinking
no
it.
passport
This-
bros coming from Europe looking for
y'all,
women with
y'all
somebody else's
overthinking
kids.
it. Just hang up on her. and keep it moving, bro.
Men,
Hang on.
men,
And also, there's a difference between
Hang
the
on,
legacy
keep
box.
moving. It's
Also,
not that deep.
there's a
when
difference
we
between the
start
legacy box
seeing
and the sex box as well. Izzy.
when we start seeing passport girl movements, then this conversation will make a lot more sense.
That's facts because women hate on passport bros for going out of the country, out of America to other countries like Colombia, Brazil. You know, they go to some Thailand. They go to different countries in Asia to find women to date or to marry. Women don't like that, and the only reason they like that because men from those countries are not rushing to America to marry the women in America. And also, even the women who travel and to different countries, the most thing they get is their cheeks clapped. They're not getting married, or now some of them have made mistakes of marrying African men, and then they find out African men are really traditional, you know. And then the thing is, if a woman in America is asking a man to make 6 figures, some of them think once they go to Africa or to different countries, they're going to take the same standards on those men, and those standards don't work. So until men of other countries are marrying and approaching black women in high numbers, and they have the 6 figures, black men are always going to have more options.
Because
women
most
have
women
more
still-
sense than to advertise themselves
No,
doing
no,
that. Men are the
but
ones that don't
here-
have sense
no,
that are doing
here
passport
what
bros.
I'm
Women
Izzy,
travel
here-
outside to marry all the
Izzy,
time.
hear
Women
what
have
I'm
been
saying.
traveling outside to
Izzy,
marry all the
Izzy,
time. It's been
Izzy,
happening.
let me
It's been
finish my
happening, but
point.
they don't come out to advertise it or show
Right,
off
but
for whatever
but
reason.
if you look
You
at the
guys do
marital
that.
rate, if you look at the marital rate, black women only marry out at like a 15% rate,
Maybe even less.
or I think it's single digits if I'm not mistaken. So
As far as like outside the race,
Marry each
yeah,
other.
black,
If you
if
check
you
the
look at the
stats, black
percentage,
women
if
are
you look at
marrying
the
white
percentage,
men and their marriage lasts
if-
longer. You have to check the
here
stats.
what
Black
here,
women are
here
marrying black
I'm not
men at a
Izzy,
lower rate. And they're
Izzy,
marrying Asians.
Bro,
Right.
Izzy.
You're talking is like
Stop,
insane.
dog. Stop.
Izzy,
You're talking to a brick wall. Listen, if y'all can get white men, go get them.
go get them.
Nobody's trying to hold y'all hostage. We not trying to keep y'all captive. Go do your thing. Go
You
marry
guys are
all
the
the
ones
white
that are
men.
saying you don't want black women.
usually those situations not really like out of like real love. So that's the reason why.
They talking like that's a threat. Okay, let
Go
that
get
nigga have the leftovers in. We don't care.
You said that black men are marrying black women at a lower rate, and I said
That's the
No,
truth.
I didn't
Two
say
things
that.
you do at the same thing.
That's
Two
what you
things do
said.
at the
No,
same
no,
time.
no, no. I said black women are marrying out at a much lower rate outside of the race than black.
That's true because because black women always say, "Oh, I'm gonna go marry a white man. I'm gonna go marry an Asian man. I'm gonna go marry an African man," and so on and so forth. But what they forget is, unless they approach those so-called men, they still have to get approached by those men, and those men have to want them back. That's the issue. It's one thing to say I'm gonna marry, a white woman, but I still have to approach her. But if a white woman wants a black man, she has to wait till a black man approaches her. So just because a black woman says, I'm going to marry a white man, the white man has to approach her and wants to want marriage and wants to want her. So there's so much before she actually marries a white man.
Black men. And what I'm saying is black people are married to each other 93% of the time. Black women make up black women are marrying out at a single digit percentage because what group of men is coming to marry American black women?
Mm-hmm.
Let them have it. If they can get them, go
That
get them.
is true. There are a lot of black women occupying our community that is not making it look good. Out of the 13, I think black women make up 7 or 8% of that 13.6%. And I don't know what percent of that. I'm gonna call it 5. Where there are a lot of women with loud, wild hair colors, the long eyelashes, the masculine vernacular, how they stand, how they walk, the type of conversations that they have. It just doesn't make us look good as women in the black community. So I will say, I can't say if it's more or less.
I can relate. All the Nigerians now, Nigerian community are all married and very happy. So maybe
the argument would hit better if men from foreign countries would travel into America to marry American black women.
Facts. I already say that. Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't want to, and black women wouldn't want to either.
Why would anybody from a different country come to America and say, "Give me one of them thick chicks from Tennessee with somebody else's kid."
Why do you
That's funny. Oh, that's funny. Oh my
guys speak
god.
about your women with such animosity? Like it doesn't
No,
make
no,
any
no.
sense
We're
to
not
me.
talking.
Why?
We're talking
Why
about.
are you
I'm
saying?
only
Why are
talking
you
about the
speaking
women.
about that with
I'm
such
only
venom?
talking
Like,
about.
who are they?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Wait,
I'm
wait, wait.
married to a black woman, so
Victor,
I'm.
Victor.
What's up?
What would they say if they came from overseas again?
Why would anybody from a different country come to America and say, "Give me one of them thick bitches with somebody else's kids, so I can go ahead and marry and be baby daddy number 3"?
Where would they be from? No girl.
Tennessee.
Tennessee. You said Tennessee.
Yeah, give me one. Give me one of them thick bitches.
crazy.
Give me one of them thick bitches from Tennessee, from Memphis, that got pistols on them and shit with somebody else's kids.
That's true. Like how many men from England, from Australia, from Zambia, from Kenya, from Thailand, from Brazil, from Colombia are saying, "Hey, listen, since black men in America don't want to be stepdads, I'll be the stepdad. You know, I'll take the role." They're not rushing to do that. So clearly, black women only have black men to do that, and maybe sometimes white men every now and then, but it's not as common.
Said nobody ever. Ain't nobody running.
What kind of tattoos would they have?
They probably got throat goat on there. They got their babies.
This is the image you guys put out about black women.
Hold on, Victor. How much would they weigh?
How much they weigh?
Yeah.
On the
Like
left side,
250?
about 380.
Oh my god. This guy is crazy. Throat goat tattoo weighing 380. That's crazy. Oh my god. Oof.
I know you stretching it. A lot of black women are overweight.
Stretching it. They
380 is
the ones that's
crazy.
big. Like,
Nah, like maybe like 275.
Okay, on the left side. We'll
I
give
said
them that.
250.
Like, give me one of them fatherless black women with somebody else's kids. The first
Well, you
couple-
also look big, but black men are also big. Black men are also big.
Don't worry about the
Listen.
black. We talking about black women right now and why women are the most divorced and the least married, and black men still manage to marry black women at a
Men are not
90%.
It's the
attractive
music.
either.
It's the music too.
You're also big.
It's sad to watch black men.
Like you guys are bashing black women for what?
Victor.
It's horrible.
It's the
What you got
it's
into?
the music too.
Where they tattoos at on their body?
Oh, they got that
On the
Panther
chest.
tattoo on the chest.
On the
They got
on
that
the
Black
chest.
Panther crawling up on the inner thigh.
That's facts. Do some of you guys like women with chest tattoos? Like for me, that's a big red flag. That seems like some Glorilla sexy red BS. Like I don't know how some guys do it. Like I don't care how beautiful. Like she could be the most beautiful woman in the world. But as soon as she has a chest tattoo on the arm, even then, I'm not like a big fan, but on the chest, because for me, what that shows me that she actually has to wear clothes that reveal a chest. And sometimes if she has big boobs, that means she has to let the boobs be seen because she has to show off the chest tattoo. Like, oh my God. Do some of you guys like that shit? I don't.
They got
Seems like you deal with a lot of black women with tattoos.
Huh?
But Victor too. Victor, look at the music too. If you look at what Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion talk about,
like who?
when you black women out neither.
Yeah, they get married. They get married with slut music playing in the wedding.
Yeah.
What about do they have
Black men are also getting married to these
do
women.
they have septum nose?
No, we're not.
Yeah. Oh yeah. With the crystals.
What the
Victor, did you say your wife is black?
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting.
I think he's
She
talking
feel the
about the
same way I
pool of
feel.
black
What does that
women.
mean, Ty? What does that mean?
Yeah,
I
what's
just
wrong
think
with that?
it's crazy what y'all let come out of your mouth in reference to the fact
We could,
that
but you
What's
could
what's
black
crazy
women.
is what is the example.
Because he's saying the truth, so it's an issue because he has a black wife. Like, why do they do that? It's like she's married too, by the way, to a black man, I assume. So should we complain if she says something true about black men, let's say going to jail and being gangster? Like, it's true, some black men do that. Should I then attack her for being married to a black man and saying those facts about black men? That doesn't make sense. What type of argument is that? And they always do that. They either do that if you're married, or they say your mama is black, you hate black women. But it's like, so I can't speak any truth about black women just because.
But if
No.
it's true,
What's
Black
crazy
women
is
So
that
why
the
don't you talk
example
about your
that we
wife?
have.
Why are you talking about? Why don't you talk
What's-
positive about the
No,
woman that you're with instead of
we're
talking
talking about
so
behavior. My
horrible
wife on the
about
same sheet
black
of
women
music
in
I'm on.
general?
My wife is on the same sheet of music that I'm on. She said
Yo,
black
Okay.
women
Victor, you don't
that are
let
single.
nobody, Victor, don't let nobody censor you. You talk your shit.
Oh, ain't nobody finna censor me
I'm asking a
because
I'm
my
asking a
wife no,
question.
my wife
I can ask a
follows what
question.
I say, and she says that black women
Anton does the
will mess
same
around
thing.
and be 35-year-old grandmamas out here
What do I
chasing
do?
dick.
What do I do?
You talk horrible about black women when you're married to a
No,
black
we're
woman.
talking about. I'm talking about the black women that fit the behavior. Not every black woman
Yeah,
fits.
Why
I
do they
think
use
that
that
they're
argument?
saying that you're like this because you're black. It's like you're talking about the low pool.
He
We're only
just let it
talking about the
be.
ones
So
that
why
fit
does
the
every
behavior.
conversation have to end up with bashing black
That's
women?
the
Why
issue.
can't we
The
why can't
statue.
we highlight
Yeah,
two things?
You gotta do
You know,
We're
but
only
let me tell you the
the
difference.
statue in New York. Does she have a
No,
tattoo on
no, no,
those
no, no, no,
clothes?
no, 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 no. I talk
we're only talking
horrible
about the black
about.
women that fit the
Hold
behavior.
on,
If you don't fit the
Vic.
behavior, I'm
Hold on,
not
Vic.
talking
Hold
about
on,
you.
Vic. Hold on,
I
Vic.
mean, yeah, if it don't
Hold
apply,
on,
Black
hold
men with
on,
tattoos on their face, on their
if
tongue,
it
and all of
if
those
it don't apply, what apply?
hold on. Here's the thing. I talk bad about black culture, the things that we celebrate the most. And if it don't apply, then let it fly. The difference is I actually have a phenomenal person that's in my corner. And the thing about it is that she's never offended because none of the things that I say is applicable to her.
Exactly.
And she's way head and shoulders above all of these hoes out here in these streets. She ain't never been with another man except for me. She was a virgin in real time. So, it's a high level, it's a high bar. She don't speak unless I tell her to speak. She move accordingly and she the beneficiary of my greatness. So she not the average chick.
Tied to the men's point, they are always talking about hood
No,
women.
no. Let's be clear. She not the average chick.
Yeah, they're gonna say you're controlling your wife, Anton. They're gonna attack you. They're gonna say your wife is a pygmy. They're gonna say you're controlling her, she's a slave.
It's different for her. She don't qualify to be a part of these conversations. She be laughing. You know what I'm saying? So she different. She good. She all the way good.
Yeah, I don't think the men are talking about black women specifically. They're just talking about
My
the hood
concern is
culture
not
which
your wife
women
specifically.
have.
I was just
Well,
saying
the
that
thing is, the
overall,
title of
we
this
have
about
topic
behavior.
is
Y'all do one mic and we gotta go super chats.
you can go
I'm
ahead.
talking about behavior. If you don't fit the behavior, then it's nothing to talk about. That's just it. If
No, it's just a sisterhood, really, at the end of the day. They don't like the good women, so I'm assuming she's gonna say she's not anything this guy was talking about. She's gonna say she's the good woman, she's the opposite of what she was talking about. But even these so-called good women don't like men to hold the so-called bad women accountable, the ones with bad behavior, because of the sisterhood. At the end of the day, they that's why I'm saying, for me, the mindset is all the same. The outside look could be different. Right here, she doesn't look like Glorilla or whatever the fuck her name is, or Sexy Red, but the mindset is the same. Because if a man can't even hold Sexy Red accountable because this one is gonna say you hate black women, for me it's the same mindset. What do you guys think about that? Shout out to Anton, link down below.